Sales were low in March, and I don't think I've done anything different. I'm using the same strategy that I always have, and I used to get good revenue. So what else could it be? All right. Here's what's going on, guys. Listen carefully, because this is something that you may not have thought about, but as soon as you hear this, your inner wisdom is going to ping, meaning that you're going to go, oh yes, this is definitely happening. You stack up shame and guilt within you that you don't even realize at the time, but it sits in your subconscious, and it impacts your deserve levels, what you think your worthiness is. Meaning this, how many times a day do you hear yourself say sorry? You are literally walking around apologizing for existing. It's like you say something and then you feel like you've interrupted someone, so you say, oh, sorry. Somebody opens a door for you at the supermarket. Oh, sorry. You walk past somebody and they have to slightly move and you go, oh, sorry. In your business, you don't sign a client and you feel bad about yourself and you stack up shame and guilt like there's something wrong with you. Or you do sign a client and for whatever reason, something happens where their results don't look like you had expected or they had wanted. And you stack up shame and guilt like it's your fault. And all of these moments stack up inside of your being and your brain. And they lower your deserve level. They lower your worthiness, your belief of your worthiness. And the past is now running your present and dictating your future revenue. And now what happens is you get a couple of low months in revenue and you start to panic. And now you're looking for a quick fix solution instead of doing the work to dissolve this so it doesn't happen again. And what happens is instead of investing in who you're becoming, you start to look for quick fix solutions and you're running from pain of the past and problem of the present. And this is why your revenue starts to dip and you slowly start to watch it go down month after month. And what's happened is it's a reflection of the shame and guilt that you've got stacked up inside of you. And the shame and guilt that you've got stacked up inside of you over the course of your life is sitting within you unless you go in and dissolve it. Now, shame is external. Shame is internal. Meaning this, shame is in your perception. You believe that something you did or didn't do caused you more pain than pleasure, and then you stack up shame. And guilt is external to you, meaning you are perceiving that you did or didn't do something which caused somebody else external to you more pain than pleasure. And all of these moments start to stack up in your brain and your body, and they lower your worthiness, your belief of your worthiness. And your net worth is a direct reflection of your belief of your self-worth. And your self-worth only increases when you dissolve the shame and guilt that you're carrying around. So every quarter I sit down and I do a very powerful exercise, which is a series of quality questions, which gets me clear on what are the things that I'm actually carrying around that I think I did wrong to myself and others. And then I go into those moments and I look at the opposite. How was it a benefit to me and to them? Because if you've stacked up shame and guilt, you've got an imbalanced perception. You're only seeing the negative, the polarized bad, the drawback. But that's not the truth of the situation. Everything has both sides, including the stuff that you think you did or didn't do that's caused you and others pain. So every quarter I sit down and I do this exercise where I dissolve my shame and guilt, and it increases my net worth dramatically. The very first time I did this exercise with a coach, by the way, I had saved up $10,000, which was huge to me at the time. This was like, it had taken me a lifetime to save up 10K. And I felt like I'd worked my ass off because I had. Money was not flowing to me with ease. It was difficult. And I had done strategy, I'd done learning, and it was like, I knew I didn't need to learn more stuff. There was something else going on for me and I didn't know what it was. And by the perfect, divinity of the universe, a coach presented herself at the perfect time. And she said to me, you're not going to increase the money that you have in your bank until you increase your belief of worthiness, that you deserve to have that money. And right now you're carrying around all this shame and guilt, which is holding you back and creating careless and careful relationships in your life and your business instead of caring. Now, the investment to work with her was $10K. I am not kidding you not. It was the exact amount that I had saved up in my bank. And I agonized over the decision as to whether or not I should work with her, because I was like, this is all I've got. And so if I spend this money and I don't make this money back, I'm screwed, because $10K was not easy for me to come by at this point in my life. But I listened to my inner wisdom and I decided to go all in. And I did the work with her. And in 3 months, I made $60K. So I spent $10K, but I made $60. So the return on my investment was $50,000. And I haven't looked back since. And I do that exercise now every single quarter. Every 3 months I do this exercise. This week I've done it and I've cleared 45 moments that I've stacked up over the last 3 months of shame and guilt, where I've been blaming myself for things that I think I've done or not done that have caused me and others pain. In my business, in my personal life, I've cleared it out. And immediately I have more clients that come to me from doing this, because your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. When you clear out all of those imbalanced perceptions of shame and guilt, your outer world reflects what's now in your inner world, which is you go and create caring relationships. So I am facilitating a session for all of you next week to do this exercise with you, to take you through it, so that you can be empowered now to go and do this exercise yourself every quarter and keep increasing your deserve levels. So I've put a link in the chat. I want to be very clear. Early bird price for this ends this weekend, and I've capped the amount of people that can attend so that every single one of you can get very personalized help from me, so that we can get in, get the work done, and increase your deserve levels that are going to increase your revenue and help you alongside your strategy that you're using. So I would love to see you there. Remember, the return on investment. Please stop asking yourself, what's this going to cost me? Ask yourself, what's this going to create for me? Because if I hadn't spent that 10K, I wouldn't have made 50, and I would not now have the ability that I have where my income and my business is infinite. And you have that opportunity as well. And I would love to take you through this exercise. It is a game changer. Game changer. So the link is in the chat below. Now,